Sol, thanks for joining us on the show, brother. Really appreciate it. Of course, the new Munt EP, Pain Ouroboros, is out on March 3rd, and it's brutal as fuck, as I was saying before. You put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this thing and spent almost a year crafting it. How far back do the seeds of this thing go?
Oh, like way too far. um, Obviously, anyone who's playing music now or likes music or is involved in any kind of thing artistically knows how cooked the last like couple of years have been.
Mm.
So we were definitely writing some of the songs for this as far back as like 2020.
Wow.
Even earlier, maybe. I think like some riffs, shit sticks around until you find an outlet for it. And there were definitely like proto songs for this EP from that far back. And then it took a while to get started again after the whole lockdowns. And yeah, then the actual recording process, far out. Let me look back. I guess we started talking about it like this time last year. And we, every band says it. We were like, yeah, we should have it out by like June. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we can do it in like the next like 2.5 months. That's reasonable. And then obviously that's ridiculous. So we had to record it, and then here we are. So a long time basically, but hopefully that speaks to our dedication rather than our foolhardiness.
Dude, I'm going through it. I've been through it. You're like, let's get it done now. And then it's like 2 months later, you're like, yeah, come on, man. It just never happens. It's just there's always obstacles when it comes to things you want to do. It's just it's the law of the universe, unfortunately. But the end product kicks so much ass, as I said. I really, really dig it. And you recorded it at Danger Tone Studios with Luke Walton, who also mixed and mastered it as well. Now, how was it working with him to capture it and get the best out of you guys? Like, how did he challenge you during that time?
Sweet. Luke was really good to work with. We rehearsed at Danger Tone just generally, usually once a week. So we were pretty comfortable hanging out with him already. And we'd done a couple of like live in the room things for Munt and also other projects that we're in. And listened to a good number of his recordings because we're there, and he records in that space, which sounds really good. And he's very familiar with and knows how to use. So yeah, our experience at Danger Tone was excellent. We had the opportunity to work with someone who specifically does extreme metal, or like, I guess Luke probably listens to a lot of death metal. That's probably his kind of wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And previously we hadn't done that. We've definitely recorded with more like all-rounder kind of engineers in like more DIY spaces. So it was sort of a good opportunity for us to come into a focused space. We've got a good sounding room, we've got good mics, we've got good outboard. The engineer likes death metal. He likes to record stuff that sounds heavy. There's no variables. It's kind of a straight run, which we hadn't had before. So that was really sick to do that, and then just like pump it out. And he's, Luke's lovely. He'll cook you a barbecue. He'll give you a kiss on the head before you pass out on the couch. He shares his cigarettes. Like, good dude. Highly recommend it. Recording there.
Did you get a chance to play any of the songs live before you recorded them? Just to sort of flesh them out a little bit?
We definitely did. Some of that stuff has been kicking around for a long time, as I said before. dang, what do we have? What do we have? Definitely you will have checked us out. You will have seen that Vengeful March video just dropped a week or so ago.
Yeah.
That song was pretty much Spud deserves the credit here because he pretty much shit that out as soon as the crushing depression of lockdown eased, and he was like, maybe we could be in a band again. He smashed that song and actually quite a few of the other ones in the same time frame, but that was pretty much one of the ones that he was like, guys, can we do something? I wrote these riffs. And so, yeah, that was definitely kicking around for a year or so before we went to track. And yeah, we did get, I think we squeezed a show in between lockdowns, but don't ask me for a date or anything. That's like way too hard.
Yeah, I know it's all blue, right? Like, But did the songs change? Did that change at all from jamming it live? I find sometimes you jam stuff out live and you go, oh, maybe you should do this instead.
Munt's kind of like a vertical songwriting process. So definitely, we definitely tweak the structures, but I think a lot more happens in the layering of the song. So often if somebody writes, 1, 2, 3 riffs, like that could be a verse, that could be a chorus, maybe there's a middle section in there, the bare bones of the song. If it's not already good, it kind of gets knocked back at that stage. We'll be like, oh no, it needs a new riff or like something, and we'll kind of workshop that outside of rehearsal. But if there is some kind of goodness there, if we're like, fuck yeah, that this and this all work really well, like I want to hear that, more of that, then the song gets written pretty quick.
Yep.
But because of everyone's role in the band, I think the layering is sort of the slow process. So lead guitars, vocal parts, because Tim steals the show vocally. Spud has an essential role in vocals. He's got a very particular style, and then I do some backups as well. And
yeah, I love that. I love that.
Stuff sort of gets worked out in the wash. Do you know what I mean? That's very much in the room kind of writing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that triple attack, eh?
Yeah,
it's so good. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So good. But of course the artwork was done by horror artist Stan Ivan, and he's a fucking incredible artist, dude. Did you send him songs to base the artwork off, or was it sort of the other way around? Did you draw influence from his work?
Definitely stalked him for a long time before we approached him.
Nice shirt.
Oh, thanks, man.
You've just
they're a good band. Excuse me.
That's all
right. Yeah, we were kind of on following his work for a long time. Keen on anything evocative, but really he's a painter, which is, yeah, knowing that the level of craft that he puts into his work was really inspiring as well. So yeah, we approached him basically, and I think there were concepts kind of delivered, but it was quite back and forth. So I think he sent us ideas, and that probably actually informed some of the aesthetic choices on the album. After he kind of gave us input, we were like, dang man, this is kind of evolving into this thing, which was Pain Ouroboros. And we definitely didn't come up with that name without the artwork. We kind of already had seen his roughs.
Yep.
And in the back and forth between all of the band and looking at that, we were like, oh shit, this is actually kind of concept that we're creating here. So yeah, it was definitely a collaborative process, and yeah, really good to work with. Even with obviously Russia's pretty hectic at the moment, and
Yes.
He was, yeah, kept us in the loop, which we appreciated. Yeah.
In regards to, you know, the EP's concepts, what would you say the main themes and message behind it would be? You know, what's the main themes of Pain Ouroboros?
Yeah, good question. Definitely can't wait for Tim to like find time to do an interview and actually talk about his lyrical content, because he definitely drives that side of the band. I guess where most of the band is focused on the music. Let me put it that way. Lyrically, there's kind of, I owe it to Tim to let him really articulate that. We are, I guess, artistically, we're looking for, everyone wants to try and get something extreme, whatever that means to them.
Yeah.
Different member to member. And so it takes a lot of workshopping to get us onto the same page. And then lyrically, I think there's super dystopian, like, you know, the world's already a miserable place. We don't need to invent some kind of like fantasy land that's like extreme to match the music that we're writing. There's already a lot of bullshit going on. So I think that works its way into the lyrics. And I think we're all on board with that. You know, the name Pain Ouroboros, that was contentious. I think we argued about that for a while. We had there was, you know, multiple concepts sort of conflicting. But I really backed that one heavily because it definitely feels representative of sort of the vicious cycle of shit that we endure on a daily basis. And, you know, the symbol of the Ouroboros is like multi-application, and I like it a lot. So it was cool to be like, no, this is explicitly, hang on, this ain't your mama's, this ain't your garden variety Ouroboros. This is a specifically Pain Ouroboros, and it sucks. You know, that was the impetus behind driving that. But yes, again, I want to say, I just do the widdly widdlies. Conceptually, Tim has absolutely he holds the reins.
I see.
And I take that away from him. So one day he will do an interview. He's a busy boy.
Yeah,
he will. We should exhaustively grill him on his intellectual concepts.
I agree. But you gave a good answer, man. That's a good answer. Now,
you know,
the question is, do you plan on releasing it on vinyl?
We would love to. We've chosen not to right now, mainly to get it out. Vinyl is a long process. That's not to say that we won't in the future. I'd love to do, a double-sided 7-inch or something fun. I think that artwork deserves it, and it would be a sick thing to do, especially when we're playing in state, plan to do. But currently, we're just sticking to CD because for the workflow, it's just streamlined, and we can get it done in time, and there's not, you know, delays and pre-orders and all of this business. It's the reliability. But yes, I anticipate that there will be a vinyl at some point.
Put me down for 5 copies.
Sweet. Cool. If you could just pay that up front, and we'll just drop it into the that'd be very helpful.
I have what have I got here that I can offer as tribute? I've got a Hordak. I have a Hordak. No, that stays. Anyway, I will pay when it comes, but you got the cool bundles and stuff on there.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Which is sick. Which I'm keen to get my hands on. March 3rd is when it drops.
March 3rd is when it drops.
Have you held it in your hands? Have you got it in your hands?
I have my copies already on the shelf collecting dust. I've listened to it too many times. I don't want to play it. But we have everything. Merch is ready to go. Pre-order now. We'll ship it out like immediately, basically. If you're in Victoria, just send us your address and we'll probably drop it around. But yeah, March 3rd, everything will be out. There might even be some more cheeky visuals.
Hey.
You know, on the DL. But yes, pretty keen to drop it because I think there's more going on than just in the single. Not that that's a limited song in any respect, but you know, there's more flavors in the final release.
Absolutely. I feel lucky that I've heard it because it's really, really good. Like
We're gonna what?
I feel lucky that I've heard it.
Oh,
you know, I feel lucky I've heard it, and I can't wait for the rest of the world to hear it. And I bet you can't wait for the rest of the world to hear it. But that goes back to what you were saying before about, you know, people in the area. You know, you deliver it. I think there's a concept in that for a video. Imagine like tying merch to a brick and just throwing it through their window, and then you could get it all done quickly in one day. Don't do that.
Nice.
But
the peak of fame that we would rapidly rise to would be totally worth all the lawsuits, right? Like we'd be able to
how many videos?
We're too famous now. We're the guys that threw all those bricks. Probably wouldn't work out well.
No, but you know.
Yeah. We do have lots of mates in Melbourne and hopefully mates in Sydney, and we really, really want to get to Brisbane eventually because we do in Brisbane. That makes some fucking sick music. And honestly, well, I've already said it, but shout out to fucking Brendan in Resin Tomb.
Sick band.
All those bands, and what's the shit? Coffin Birth, that were like my favorite grind band in Australia when they were still a thing for a minute. He's a legend, and we still haven't played a show up in Briz with him, which I'm spewing about, but that's something that we really need to do. Anyway, hopefully there are mates around. You know, we tried to get out of bed, out of fucking the Bendigo Hotel in Melbourne. Love it, but like we've tried to get up there. So hopefully we do further, and there are still people up there that remember us.
Man, that'd be sick. And play the Gold, because I'm on the Gold Coast. Like Brisbane's that way, and I'm a little further south. Man, we'd love to see you here. Right. I mean, I'll travel to see you in Brisbane, but you know, if I can see you on the Gold Coast as well.
We think about it a lot. We're not ignoring that fact. Brisbane is a hot spot for us, which we would love to visit, and you know, things are happening, but we don't have something lined up right now, but it will happen.
Count me in, dude. Count me in.
Yeah,
absolutely. I can't wait.
What band do you play in? Who do I book with? Where am I going to go and play alongside you?
Snake Mountain at Vinny's Dive.
Oh, sweet, done. I'll retain that.
Yeah, have a look. Hey, you might be like, yes, these guys. But you never know. You never know. You could be. Like it. That's how I sell my band. Jeez, yeah, it's don't
worry about it.
It's death metal with a spicy tech twist. So we just
twist.
Yeah, it's called our new single's called Veins. We're not here to plug my stuff, but I'll edit that out. Look it up.
That's all right. You're allowed to. I was while I was thinking, I was like, oh man, pre-interview, I was like, what's the most subversive thing I could do in the interview? And I was like, I'll ask the interviewer about his band.
Because we're all in bands. Because that's the
yeah.
We're all musicians. And we're all
Look, we've all fucked it equally. We've all made the same mistakes, and here we are, trapped.
You threw it around. You threw the question around. But, bro, I mean, so, of course, we were just talking about Brisbane and possible things going on and, you know, the record comes out on March 3rd. But is there anything else that you have cooking up for the rest of the year that you could drop some sneaky hints about? Huh?
Sneaky hints. Look, I kind of already gave one about like visual stuff. Hopefully, there's something else to tickle your eyeballs. Coming up soon. EP coming out. We are dickheads, and people booked holidays in the middle of the year, which is, also fucking. I wish I'd booked a holiday because I haven't. But a few of us are going to be away, basically, middle of the year. And so shows are going to be thin on the ground. But we are putting shit together for everyone. So keep an eye on us on socials, especially if you're in Melbourne. But later in the year, if you're up north, just keep an ear out because we desperately want to be able to do stuff. There's just a bit of a dead patch in the middle of the year. Anyway, that'll become apparent. But yeah,
bands do that. Bands, man. Every band I've ever been in, it's like someone books holidays just in the middle of the year. They're all like holiday. The calendar. We got a calendar in the jam room. You're like, okay, cool, right, and go again. You're like, it's just life, I guess. But what else?
Yeah, totally. That's what's going on. Apparently not me. I just burn out. I'm like break, and then I'm uncontactable for like 10 days. And everyone's like, "What happened?" Oh, I just was in a coma. Holiday instead. Like, fuck.
Man, that's me.
Yeah. So, announcement wise, yes. Keep an eye on the Munt page, Facebook and Instagram. Blah blah bullshit. But maybe you can see some new things, and obviously you will be able to hear new things in 2-ish weeks. What do we say?
Yeah.
1 week. Two and a half. Two and a half.
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, it's like in Total Recall.
Friday week.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Let's do it. Every band drop that
exactly.
thing. But man, I can't wait.
So it should be good.
Yeah, man. Big year ahead. Like, I think as soon as this thing drops, people are going to be like, let's go, because it's fucking awesome.
I hope so. We are like, what genre? Hang on. Here's a question for you. What genre do you think Munt is? A genuine question, because I'd like to know.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it hardcore, but it's a little.
Oh, but that's in there.
It's in there. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of like these dudes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's got that like cult leader. They've got those flavors in there, but it's not hard and it's not grind. It's a bit of everything, but it's got that sound.
Yeah,
that I know I like it, and it seems a little bit more personal, I guess, lyrically, and the vocal attack. It's got, I don't know. I haven't nailed that down yet, but I know I like it.
So because of that, I hope we reach people. Like, we're kind of a niche thing. I don't know. That's not a plug. I just think we're in a weird kind of corner of the like extreme metal kind of thing, especially in Australia. Australia has very, very sick grindcore bands.
Yes.
And very, very sick death metal bands, especially at the moment. And we have a cool doom scene, especially like Stoner Doom. Really good bands. Death grind, like crust, black metal is pretty hit and miss here as well, and we kind of are somehow one of those. And hardcore. Australia has good hardcore bands. I don't listen to any of them, so I don't really know. But we're in that weird kind of corner, and so I hope people check us out despite that.
No, I think they will. I think it'll all link together, because I think that's going to be, I think it's really big in the States, maybe like that sort of little subgenre. And I think it's going to start creep, because we're always behind here. Like, I feel the same way about my band. We're like this weird little pocket of whatever we are. We're like this hodgepodge of melodic, technical death metal mixed with a whole bunch of the shit. And it's the same kind of thing. We don't fit. into the same sort of thing. So I don't know. I definitely think there's going to be some changes happening musically within the Australian scene. And it's cool that you guys have found your little pocket there that's going to grow. That's going to be the next thing that's going to really take off.
I think so. I lit today, in fact, half an hour ago, I was listening to a band called Burn in Hell from Sydney.
Oh, they're sick.
They are fucking awesome, man. They're fucking awesome, man. Like, man, I'm going to, right after this interview, I'm going to send them a message and be like, hey, should we play a show together? Because I think we should. Because they're right in that
They
niche.
are. I bought a shirt off them.
Fucking oath.
I fucking love them. I think they're great. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's that little pocket there that I think is going to be the next thing is going to break through. And I like it. I like where it's heading. And I want to do some stuff like that too. I love it. But
careful. You'll be in 4 bands before you know it.
Oh man, I was in 2 last year and I whittled it down to 1. I was like, I'll just focus on the one I've been in for 10 years and that's it. So, but
seems reasonable. I agree.
It happens. Are you in 1 or 2? 5?
I'm in 2 bands. Yeah. 3 last year. That was unsustainable. 2 now.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't take holidays.
What's the other one?
Burn out. The other one's like a I don't know, we're kind of like sludge, kind of post metal. But the band's called Class Trader. That's a fun project. Super duper different to Munt. Different kind of purpose behind the music and all of that. We might be playing some shows in the middle of the year. We might be putting out a record as well. That could be super good. You know, it's all in the pipeline. That's a fun band. It's a nice, for me, 2 bands is good because there is nearly complete coverage in what I want to do musically.
That's what you Yep.
Class Trader is very feelsy. You know, it's all about the vibe and just fucking get into it as much as you can and we'll deliver it. And if there's mistakes, it doesn't matter. Munt is much more focused and extreme and we're, in the band, we're kind of trying to push each other more and more to play better. Like, man, I've gotten way better in guitar since, as a player, since joining that band in the last 3 or 4 years. Because we just keep writing riffs that are a little bit faster or a little bit more complicated than the last thing. It's like, oh, geez, does it really have to be like that? Yes, it does. And so then we all step up to that. So I think, technicality and just like savagery, Munt has that. So I have a fast band and a slow band. Put it that way. Simplify it.
You want to join a 3rd band? Let's make a fake 3rd band now. Let's just
I used to be in a 3rd band and I quit it because it was too hard. So literally I played bass and it was like a drone doom band.
Yes.
Yeah. See, Sun. I was in a band that sounded sort of like Sun, and that was too hard. As the 3rd band, I was like, literally, I have to stand here and hold, pluck the bass string and let the amp run for 35 seconds. And I was like, even this is a bit much, a lot on.
Man, it's hard, man. Being creative and stuff, it does take it out.
Dude, they're still a good band. In fact, if you like some drone doom or like super droney stuff, they're a band called Beggar. They're still they're playing in Melbourne in 2.5 weeks on the 10th of March. That'll be a cool show. They're really good, very vibey, very slow, crushing, miserable,
Oh, food groups.
Just
love it.
Yeah, good stuff. I like those guys a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they have their new bass player is better than I was anyway. He has cooler gear. He plays better bass. So It's actually, you've picked the right time if you're going to go see them.
Yeah. But in the meantime, mate, hey, thanks for hanging out on the show, bro. It's been really cool. Cool meeting you. And of course,
Man.
we'll have the links down here. See, you're having a cheeky beer. I'm just having water. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
That's very responsible.
Me, I should have, man. I should have joined you. But we'll have the links down here to the new Munt EP, Pain Ouroboros, March 3rd. It's gonna melt faces. It's melted mine. I'm usually better looking. It's fucking amazing. And dude, you tell the rest of the boys I said so. And I wish you all the best. And we'll be here.
Thanks so much for having me, man. And hopefully we'll hang out in person ASAP, because I hope you'll enjoy the record, but it's music to be played live, so we'd much prefer to come and see you and play it to you. But until then, you have the EP. Do that in the meantime, and then come see this show. That would be ideal.